Right, it's been a while, but it's time for a Homebrew Wednesday. I've got updates, I've got shout outs, I've got brewing plans, new videos, and I've got a beer review. So let's do this, Homebrew Wednesday. Good evening everyone, so it's my first Homebrew Wednesday video in quite a while, and actually my first video of anything in a little while. I've been pretty busy with work and been a bit ill as well, so a few various reasons for not really getting much done in terms of getting stuff up on YouTube. But you don't want to hear about that shit, so you're here for the beer. So despite that, I've still managed to get quite a few brews going. So what have I been doing recently? Let's have a look behind me and you'll see some of it. So a couple of new beers into the kegs. Got a Vienna lager and the Dropkick Nate Pale Ale. So thanks to Nate at Under the Table Brewing for sorting me out with the original recipe for that. So both pretty young still, but tasting pretty promising so far. Got a couple of things in the brew fridge back here as well. So there is my Mosaic Pale Ale at the top with the Vermont yeast that I'm using for the first time. Thanks to Timmy Jenkins for sending me a sample of that to use. More shout outs for him later. And then down the bottom there, which I think you can just about see, we've got my Christmas brew, which is going to be an oaked rum and raisin porter. That's going to be a pretty strong one, so should do nicely for Christmas libations. And then down the bottom there, just out of shot, there's a nice batch of golden ale there, which I'm doing with a mix of English and US hops. So quite a few things going. Oh, and there's some bottles of a red, American red or amber ale in there as well, based on one of the Brewlosophy recipes for Rapture Red. So despite a few things hampering my video making, I've still managed to keep up on the brewing front. So I've got a few other brews in the pipeline. Half term's coming up next week, so I'm going to be off work for that and hopefully be doing a bit of brewing and probably bottling quite a lot of that stuff out of the fridge as well. So I am planning on doing, once the Mosaic Pale Ale is out of the FV, using that same Vermont yeast to have another crack at a kind of citrus pale ale, so something kind of along the lines of the Elvis juice recipe that I've done before, but a bit different. I'm going to use a mixture of citrus fruits in this one, so lemon, orange and grapefruit, the Vermont yeast, which should hopefully help to give it a nice kind of juicy fruit character as well, and probably Falconer's Flight 7Cs for the hopping. Maybe not quite as much hopping as in the Elvis juice, maybe a little bit lighter on the ABV as well. And I've also got a spare keg over there which I want to fill up so that I've got something ready to go in once one of those kicks, and that's going to be a New Zealand hopped Pilsner that's going to go into that. So Motueka hops, little bit of Wakatu as well I think, and what's the other one for bittering? I think maybe Waimea or something like that. So all New Zealand hops in a kind of standard Pilsner recipe. Need to get myself some proper Pilsner lager yeast for that. I'm planning on getting probably the White Labs, one of the White Labs Czech lager yeast to do that with. So videos that I'm planning on doing, I'm probably going to try and get a few videos done over half term as well. I've had a Hobgoblin grain to glass video that's been waiting to be finished off. I just need to do the kind of final tasting bit and video that, compare it to the original. And that is done. All the other footage is there already. Another little project that I want to do over half term is have a go at making my own immersion chiller, but do my own little twist on it. So planning on doing like a sort of dual coil immersion chiller. I've got all the stuff sort of planned out that I need to do that with. So going to give that a go, try and make something that will cool the work down a lot quicker, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, so other than that, just drinking loads of beer and brewing some and making some more videos hopefully over the next week to catch up a bit on what I've not managed to do over the last couple of months. So a few shout outs I'd like to do quickly as well. First of all, Timmy Jenkins. So some of you may have seen the post that I did about the beer mail that Timmy sent me. I'll have to show you this because you need to see it to believe it, really. Timmy did a competition at his local brew house and kitchen with his brewing club to have one of their recipes brewed, and he won it. And this is a mini keg which he very, very kindly sent me of that beer that they made. So 4 jugs American IPA. Can't wait to crack into this one. Cheers, Timmy. Sent me 3 other beers as well as that, and he'd already sent me some Vermont yeast before that. So top bloke, and I hope that you enjoy the beers that I sent you back as much as I'm sure I will enjoy your beers. Steve Mawson, he's done a video, has he done a couple of videos? Done one video I think with one of the beers that I sent him. He also sent me some beer mail. That's another thing that I need to do videos for, because I need to do some reviews for his beers. I haven't drunk any of them yet, but thanks very much, Steve, for that. We had a bit of a debacle with the prize that Steve won, because that was the original reason I was sending him beer mail, was because he won my 300 subs comp. The DPD courier service, who I've always found very reliable up to that point, managed to totally disappear the parcel after sending us a message saying it was damaged, but never saw anything of that ever again. So either it got smashed to smithereens, or somebody sussed out what was in it and decided to take it home for themselves. Who knows? But we managed to get a second parcel through to Steve, and he very kindly returned some beers to me, so thanks, Steve. And then last of all, going back a little bit further still, Stephen Burton, Big Banana Brewing, for the beers, one of which I'm going to actually review now for this video as well. So the Stratosphere IPA, a few people have already reviewed this. You've obviously sent this out to quite a lot of people, because I've seen loads of reviews for this already, so probably not much more for me to say about it, but I thought I'd have a go at reviewing it as well. Columbus Centennial, Amarillo and Eureka hops. Never had anything with Eureka in it to my knowledge, so that's interested to see if I can pick anything out from that. But the other one's nice classic IPA hops. This was done for the Strat Memorial Brew Day, hence the name. Malts in there, pale, dextrin, crystal, using yeast 1272. That's the American Ale 2 yeast from yeast. I've used that myself a couple of times. Pretty good yeast, clears down nicely, which you can kind of see in this bottle is probably going to be the case with this one as well. 5.8% and 55 IBUs. So let's get this into a glass and see what we can see. I think in some of the videos I've seen this has been a little bit lively, so I'm proceeding with caution. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to shoot out the top, but it's pretty well carbed. Not too crazy. Nice hiss there. There we go. The light in here is pretty poor. I think the fizziness of that may have kicked up quite a bit of the yeast into suspension, because it looked a lot clearer in the bottle before I poured it in. It's looking a little bit more murky at the moment, and yeah, don't think you can really see it because of the light, but there is some nice, it's not massively carbonated, but there is quite a lot of streaming bubbles going up the side. It has got a nice colour to it when you look through the light. Nice orangey golden colour. Aroma is kind of orangey, citrusy kind of hop. Definitely getting some of the Amarillo in there from that. Yeah, just a nice sort of citrusy, orangey, fruity, sweet aroma to it. This has been in the fridge for a little while. I've been waiting for quite a while to get around to drinking this, so hopefully the hop flavour hasn't diminished too much in this. It smells and tastes pretty good to me so far. And yeah, the taste is pretty close to how I'd expect it to be, based on the aroma. Nice kind of juicy, kind of citrus flavour. Orange, again, kind of coming out for me quite a bit there. The usual kind of, with the American hop, sort of grapefruity bitterness at the end. Just a nice IPA. Bitterness isn't too harsh. Could quite happily smash a few of these, I think. So yeah, nice beer. Cheers for that, Steve. I'll put a link up to yeah, I'll put a link up to Steve's channel at the end, Big Banana Brewing, so go and have a look at that. And look forward to trying the other beers that you sent me as well, because I've got a couple of other ones to do still. So the black IPA, and there's a stout that was sent through as well. Anyway, yeah, I think that's pretty much it from me. So cheers everyone, and hopefully I'll have a few more videos up soon for you to watch. See you next time.
I'm the dude, so that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness, or duder, or, you know, El Duderino.